Morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Standup. 5 minutes, get your week off to a great start, and potentially give you something to help make you a more effective leader. Today's topic, let's check in here now that we're off to the new year and got the new year started. I'm Gary Slyman. I'm an executive coach. I work with high-performing leaders to help them build their self-awareness, understand how they lead so they can love what they do and be more effective. So check in. What am I talking about with checking in? Here we are, the last week in January of 22, and let's check in with how are you with getting your year off to a good start. At the end of the last year, you wrap things up, and then you set some resolutions, you set some goals for this year, and maybe a word. Where are you? Let's check in. My word this year is refine. So I'm trying to refine things. So this is a time to look back and see where we are. So did you do a good job with setting those goals? Take a quick look at them. Were they good? Are they accurate goals? I'm actually going back and I'm refining. That's my word. I've added more detail. I've actually taken some detail out of some because I needed to make them a little bit better. There's some things I didn't do as well as I wanted to. So now I'm making those goals a little bit better. So I went back and looked. And in some cases, did you start and didn't finish setting those goals? So this is an opportunity to do that. So that's number one. Take a look at the goals that you set. Now, where are you? Are you on track? What needs to change? Any modifications? Are you off to a good start? And what do you need to do? So this is a good time to adjust. Because remember, you came back at the start of the year, all this energy. Let's go. We have a lot of things to do this year. Now, it's easy to slip back into routine. And here we are at the end of January. Has some of that energy waned? Or is it still at the same level when you first came back? Where are you? What do you need to do to get that energy moving? Next, think about what really worked for you last year. What were some of the things that really worked? I mean, top one, top two. There's a process called appreciative inquiry. It is where you look at those things that worked really well and you make them better. As leaders, we always want to take a look at, hey, what are we not doing so good? Where are we not doing so good? Here's where we need to be. What's the gap? Let's close that gap. But what if in your organization you looked at what really worked well? We did this really well. What if you made that better? Made a couple things better? What would that do for your team and for your organization? So there's an opportunity to look at those things, dream a little bit about what the possibilities could be, and go from good to great in those areas. What would that do? Take a look at that. That's a good opportunity to check in what worked. Let's make good, great. What difference will that make on our organization? Right? Next, if you go back and look at in September at our stand-ups, we were talking about priorities and calendar and the relationship between the two. Priorities are we were setting priorities. What do we need to accomplish going into this year? If it's a priority, it makes it to your calendar. When you look at your calendar, when you look at that, you are looking at your priorities. Why do I say that? Because you have set time, you have blocked time to do those things. So your calendar reflects your priorities. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. I'm saying, since we're checking in, are your priorities for this year on your calendar? Do you have vacation? Where is it? Education, training, retreats, strategic planning check-ins, are they there? They should be on the calendar now if you have a pretty good idea where you want them. So it's extremely important. Put them on your calendar if they are in fact your priorities. Right. Last one. How are you going to hold yourself accountable to your goals, resolutions? What are you doing to check in? When? How often? What's your frequency to hold yourself accountable? There are a number of clients that use me as their accountability partner. That's one of my roles as their coach. Help them keep themselves accountable. So you just took a little bit of time to check in with yourself. Start of the new year. Where's your energy? Is it as high as it was? What do you need to do to go back and refine those goals? Maybe make them a little better and make sure, hey, we're on track. They were in fact the right goals. Next, what do we do really well? What can we make good to great? Are my priorities reflected in my calendar? My calendar is my priority. Does my annual calendar reflect my priorities? And then lastly, how are you holding yourself accountable? Hope you found that helpful. I hope your new year is off to a good start. Hope you have a great week. See you next Monday morning, 8:30.